onto your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Going on entertained, so time comes out with another video. We talking Impact AYC. Bitches wanna talk about me like you. I'm not I'm not one of them. You not one of them. Niggas wanna talk about me like I'm that nigga. Like I'm not that. Like I'm not that nigga. Okay, that's my remix of Rockstar. Okay, so the episode opens up. We see Kitty and her stylist, and the stylist is shading the hell out of Cleo, and he's pulling out outfits. He's like, oh, this is the real rock star type of outfit. You want to look like a rock star? This is how you're going to look like a rock star, okay? And they start talking about the trip and her not going, Kitty, and also she says she's dropping her single called Kitty, and she's going to be dropping it as Stylist, okay? If y'all don't know, Dream says she bartended at Stylist, Kitty was bartending at Stylist, and Bernice was bartending at Stylist. When they said bartending, I said, now was y'all really bartending? Or was y'all tending to a bar? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I thought Dream was a stripper. I was gagged. She did say it in her song, her new song that she dropped in her last project, Life in Plastic 2, she did say when she was bartending at Stylist and Misunderstood. See, I'm a real Dream Doll fan. But I just thought that, that was just, a little play on words. I didn't think, it was for real. I thought she was strip. Like, you feel me? Like, for real. But I guess not. Okay? Now, they were talking about the whole Cleo situation, and Scott feels like her whole crew, Kitty's whole crew, is full of clowns. And somebody that he wants to confront also is Scott, because he feels like Scott was rude. This is where, to me, Ernest is kind of overstepping his boundaries, because now I get the whole Cleo thing. That's between y'all. You got to defend yourself at the end of the day. If somebody's calling you a thief, et cetera, or when they're trying to make it seem like a story that's not something that it was. But when it comes to checking Scott, now he's checking your group of friends, Kitty. This is why you shouldn't make your stylist your friend, because then they tell your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't really mix the business with the friendship type of stuff, because then you're going to end up in some messy ass situations like this, where it's going to end up in more drama than what you really need. All right. Now, the amount that he owes is $1,000. Like, wait a minute. Not gonna lie, Cleo, I thought it was more than that. $1,000. Cleo, please show us the invoice. Okay. Now, he says if he feels like he sits down with her, he would expose her. Apparently, Ernest says this is his city. If we got to come in, we got to check into his city. I said, I never knew an Ernest in New York. So please relax. I do agree with the Cleo thing, because if you want your money that bad and he's around the show, sit down with him. If you feel like he's a nigga, you shouldn't be sitting out with a nigga, bring a nigga. He could bring Kitty if it's that serious. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think that story, there's a lot more to it, especially how Cleo lied and said that she wasn't ignoring Melanie when we clearly saw on camera she really was. All right. Now, Scott and Dream Doll end up meeting for drinks, and they talk about the trip and how they got connected, how they became, bestie boos. Now, Dream feels like the girls are not really feeling her, as in Ella and Ashley. Here's the thing. When you host the trip, Dream, you were supposed to be the middleman. You're supposed to be inviting to everybody. I don't know if BET picked up the bill or Dream picked up the bill. BET picked up the bill. I could guarantee you they did. But you still even hosting it, even on Housewives, they do this. You're supposed to be the one that's, inviting, encouraging, et cetera, be middle person. Ha Kiki. Dream wasn't doing that. Dream was like, she could care less. And you don't host a trip like that. Although them leading, Ashley leaving she did it in a shady type of way. Dream didn't have the correct attitude either. Okay. Now Ashley and Melanie were talking. Ashley said she admits to shaking her ass in the club after she left the trip, but she said she took her daughter to school the next day. Okay, because that matters. Hey, I still saw my daughter though, but I left to go to the party. Hey, oh, hey, but I took my daughter to school though the next day after I shake my big W cakes. I just feel like Ashley, you should have just been upfront, be like, hey, like, I'm gonna go party with my friends real quick. It was nice. I can't stay, and I gotta take my daughter. Then they couldn't say ish, because it's like, okay. But then again, she's a grown woman, so she don't owe them an explanation. That's the whole thing. All right. Dream, you need to be mad at the producers for allowing them to slide off the trip, because Dream was probably thinking how she could have been chilling with her nigga. I seen the other day in the blogs, Dream, your nigga in legal trouble. What did I tell you with these hoodlum ass niggas? You need you a good old a businessman. Okay? Somebody who's a CEO. Stop dating these trappers. Anyways, Melanie, you guys, does her audition. I wish we could see more stuff like this. Like Melanie did really, really great. She, to me, could have put a little bit more emotion into it, but I was shocked because she had a lot more skills than I thought she was going to have. She even came in costume character. She really did her big one with this audition. There was people from big show producers there doing her audition or whatever. She seemed natural in it. She looked like she would fit the role. So shout out to her for doing her homework and doing her research. I just wish they would have some shows like this and really show what goes into like auditioning, etc., because it is not for the weak. Imagine walking into a room with a whole bunch of people that don't know you. You got to memorize a couple lines, read it back to them. They read it back to you. Like, I'm telling you, niggas think that is sweet and it's not. All right. So Dream, Ella, and Kitty meet for like this bougie tea ride. It's like this bus and they have these tea and crumpets. So Ella ends up talking to Dream and she confronted Dream about being weird. Okay. It's getting weird, like Nene says. Dream was acting funny. Was she acting weird? Maybe, but you were acting funny. I love Dream, but it's the truth. She was acting a little bit standoffish. But then Ella and Ashley, to me, they're too kitty clickish. They're like this. So in a group that's like this, and you have too kitty kickish, it's gonna be awkward already off the bat. Dream didn't take it too serious because she feels like it wasn't that deep, and she doesn't really care like that. All right. Now we get to Kitty's single release party at Stylist. We see the billboard of Dream. Bernice used to be there, and everybody's arriving. And of course, Melanie and Scott end up arriving, and Ernest is already there with Kitty. So they all sit down, and Scott had his what is it, grease shirt on. I know it's designer because I've seen it on a girl before. And he came in there tooting and booting with Melanie, and Ernest had his eye on him to target him. All right. So they sit down, and Ernest is just like, I just want to ask you guys, like, you guys are cool with Cleo. Like, what's her problem with me? Like, what's up? So they're like, oh, basically she want her coin. He's like, I don't do refunds. I said, oh. So y'all never gonna resolve this because she wants her money. You're not giving her the money. And that's the issue with y'all two, is her wanting the money. Okay? I just thought there's more to the story than what Cleo told us. I will say that, though. I just don't think it's as simple as he ran off on the plug with the coin. That's just what I see from it. I feel like time was wasted somewhere in that story, and that's why he kept the coin for good measure. Okay? Meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, we see Cleo in the studio with Will. If y'all don't know, Will, you guys, is Wendy Williams' former manager. Apparently, I put up a community post, and y'all was saying how Will he's like a big shaker and mover in New York. A little bit of finesse, I don't lie. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, so somebody said he even did such and such as X. Let me read what they said. They said he's heavy behind the scenes in New York. Even had a hand in Yummy Yellow, Pop Smoke's exes, and her starlet co-worker podcast called The Group Chat last year. So it's very interesting seeing him there, and then the whole Wendy Williams situation. Like I said, stay tuned for the last recap of that whole thing. And he ended up calling himself a sexy daddy before leaving the studio. Let me say this, Cleo, you better not be giving him any of your trapper. Don't let him in the trap, the punkash, because then that's when it'll get sticky. Okay? Because Will is a cute daddy. I will say that though. Like, he's not ugly. He's not an ugly older man. So easily an artist could just fall into the hands of Will in his Dior sweatshirt. Even Wendy Williams, I could see wanting to cuddle with Will because she reminds him of Big Kev. You know what I'm saying? So Cleo, please don't give him the trap, okay? The trapeze fly, close it. So we back to Kitty's single release party, and this episode is really good, y'all. Ernest goes off of Cleo and says, well, to be honest, I got another issue with some of y'all too. I got a couple answers to questions, and you, Scott, is who I want to address. And Scott is just like, he's just sitting there drinking because he's gagging. He didn't think that Ernest would have had an issue with him. So he basically was like, I didn't like how you tried to shoo me away when I was trying to have when you were trying to have a conversation with Kitty. I'm here too. But the thing is, Ernest, you're not a cast member. That's what I think Scott was trying to do. But Scott, he comes across as an elitist. I can't stand an elitist motherfucker. I work with this person, that person, this person, that person. Okay. You worked with them. You worked for them. You ain't Beyonce. Like, I get it, but it comes across a little annoying after it's said over and over and over again. Like, we get it. We get it. You work with Lil' Kim. You are one of the hot rated stylists. Okay. Now, Kitty Purr. Your confessional was given Mariah Lynn. The chest did not match the face. I said, ew. When I seen her titties in her face, I said, whoa. Who did your makeup? And Kitty has been serving looks, but that confessional threw me, okay? I was just like, it looked like somebody came across her chest, had pink blush, and said, wow. And then her titties was just left looking like that. I ain't like that. They should have closed up the jacket. Besides that, though, the look was sickening. Now, Ernest checks Scott because he feels like he's being messy all up in the business. And he's just like, you trying to find out what's the tea, what's the tea? What's your tea, babe? I said, oh, Scott said, I agree with Ernest with this. I feel like all of the cast members on this show have given a personal story about themselves and shown a personal side about themselves, whether it be family, childhood, etc., except for Scott. All we've seen is business, friendship. That's it. We don't know anything personal. Your mama, your daddy, sister, brother. You get what I'm saying? So it's like on a show like this, it's not like it's a competition reality show where it's like it's everybody in the competition versus each other. But it's like this is a reality show showing your life and the impact you had on New York. So it's like, what is the impact and legacy you leave behind? Like, we want to see the personal aspect of your life, and I don't feel like we get that from him. So I feel like out of everybody, he's getting an easy ride. All right. Now, Ernest says, he was like, by the way, like, I'm a huge stylist too. I don't know if you want to get to know me about that, but like, I'm a huge stylist too. I didn't style for big names. Okay. Big. Emphasis on the big. Okay. Big like you, Scott. Big. So he's making it a point to Scott that he has styled the girls. All right. Now, I don't know if I believe that. I'm sorry. Okay. Because the thing is, big celebrities now to people are reality stars. Like, people think, oh my God, Natalie Nunn is big. You see what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, she is big, but like, she's not on the level where she's getting invited to the Oscars. You see what I'm saying? Like, she ain't that big, but in some people's mind, she's like Beyonce. So it's all about perspectives. And the word big is very entertainable, okay? But he gagged the fuck out of Scott. Scott was like, Now, Scott says he gets the clothes directly from the designers. He doesn't shop around for them. I said, you better read. Let me tell you something about Scott. I don't like sometimes his elitist attitude, but he's a good reader, okay? Because that's a good point. That there is a difference from somebody who shops for the clothes, going in and out of stores, versus somebody who gets it shipped to them. Huge difference. Good. You got him with that one, Sky. I give him that. I said, ooh. They should have put another stylist on this show so we could see that part. That side of Scott. Because I was like, episode is good. So Ashley ends up joining the party. And it was already tense while she joins. Dream's energy was already off and real mean girlish. Dream was like this. Legs shaking. Legs and hip and body shaking, just feeling away. And Ashley's just like, so like, like I left the party and like, what's up? Like, I just feel like some of you guys like felt away that I like left the, like the trip. Like I left the strip. So, I wanted to go party a little bit, but I took care of my daughter. Like I took my daughter to school because like my mom, she don't be liking getting up early. So like I took my daughter to school at like 6 a.m. So like, what's that? So Sky's just like, well, you left the party, like, you didn't want to hang with us, girl. Like, what's up? Why? And Ashley's just like, no, like, I like you bitches, but it's like, I feel like, you feel me? I got a life, you feel me? I got a daughter. Like, I had to take care of my daughter. Ashley, please, okay? You wanted to party and then take care of your daughter. You're leaving the party part out, and it's okay. But it's not like she was hiding it because she put it all over on Instagram. Y'all just can't expect grown people to explain to other grown people what they're going to do. They need to be mad at the producers for letting her get away with that because they had to film that whole trip being away from their business and family while the girls got to film a little bit of the trip and got to go home to their family and kids, etc. You see what I'm saying? So after that happens, we see, and mind you, Ashley, she looked like SZA in that confessional. My confession's shaking. You know that new song she put out? My woman was shaking. When she in that garden and she was in that little swing, and then she hopped off the swing. And when they played at the Grammys, they played a little preview, and then she was swinging around the grass and everything like that. She looks like SZA. Shout out to whoever styled that. I said I like that. The curly crinkle with the plaid. They ate. Okay. Meanwhile, Ashley is talking to Scott, and Melanie is talking to Dream. She's telling her how the audition went. So Ashley felt like she needed to get off her chest and talk to Dream. She goes to talk to Dream, and mind you, the whole time Dream is talking to Melanie. She's like, Dream, over here, right here, Dream over here, right here. What's up, Dream, nigga? Dream. Meanwhile, Dream's like, right here. Okay. Dream finally gets up and talks to Ashley. Now, here's the thing. Ashley, you came at her hard. Real New York. Okay. So she's just like, well, like, I heard like you, Ella told me that like you felt like, I pressed you. Like, why you think like you felt like I got pressed? Like, wait, what? Like, what's that with all that? Like, you feel me? Like you felt like you got pressed by me. I ain't pressed you. Like, all I said was like, I feel like you had to talk it out with Ella. Like, I ain't feel like I pressed you. Like, what's up? She didn't really let Dream kind of talk, and she already had an aggressive attitude in approaching it, and Dream was already over it and already had a bad attitude. So two bad attitudes ain't gonna be able to talk it out. Okay, it just wasn't gonna end up good. And God forbid a New Yorker gets pressed, bitch. That's one thing I know. Don't press me. Don't press me. You never press a New Yorker because they're gonna get real mad. Next thing you know, Ashley's talking to her. She's shaking her bob. She. I guess the bob got on Dream nerve and it cut her a little bit, so she ends up walking away because the bob was blunt. Okay, so Dream ends up walking away because she felt that Ashley was doing the most, and Ashley starts walking behind her. I'm surprised. I thought Ashley was gonna snatch her up as Dream was walking away. Like, girl, bitch, where you think you? I thought it was gonna be one of those. I said, oh. But she ends up getting scathed. And I think Dream kind of was like, oh shit, I hope this bitch don't snatch me up as she was leaving. So she ends up leaving. As she falls by, she was just like, I should have been smacked you. I should have been slapped you. You was a weirdo. You was a weird ass bitch. I should have been slapped you on my mother, on my soul. I should have been popped you. Okay? Dream ends up leaving. Ashley's ranting and mad about the whole situation. I just feel like had everybody been honest, this whole situation would have happened. Had Ashley said, I'm gonna go out and party, y'all gonna see it on Instagram. Bye, I can't stay. They couldn't have felt no way because she's telling y'all the honest truth. It's the way she went about it and then posted the story, then it kind of looks funny. And Dream, you didn't have the most outgoing, welcoming attitude for a trip you're hosting. And I don't think you paid for it. I'm sorry. I feel like BET did. Y'all know how these reality shows work, okay? Let me know what y'all think down below. And we're out, babies.
No personal thing.